Every night at 3:17 a.m., the basement door opened. For nearly 3 months, a security camera recorded something impossible. Every night, without fail, at exactly 3:17 a.m., a locked basement door opened by itself. No one entered, no one exited. The house alarm never triggered. The lock was never damaged, and according to the homeowners, nobody even had a key. At first, they assumed it was a malfunction. Then they reviewed the footage frame by frame. What they discovered turned a simple maintenance issue into one of the strangest unsolved mysteries ever documented. This is the story of the basement door that opened every night at 3:17 a.m. Most unexplained events happen once, maybe twice. A strange noise, a missing object, a brief moment that can be dismissed as coincidence. But this wasn't random. It happened every night, at the exact same time, for 83 consecutive days. In the spring of 2023, Daniel and Rebecca Harper purchased a 2-story home on the outskirts of a quiet suburban neighborhood. The property had been vacant for nearly 2 years. The previous owner had passed away unexpectedly, and the house remained unsold until the Harpers moved in. At first, everything seemed normal. The house was older but well maintained. 3 bedrooms, 1 basement, a detached garage, nothing unusual. Then Rebecca began noticing something strange. Every morning, the basement door was slightly open. Not wide open, just enough to leave a narrow gap, a few inches at most. Daniel assumed she had forgotten to close it. Rebecca blamed him. The discussion continued for weeks until they decided to install a security camera facing the basement entrance. The camera was installed on June 4th. The first night passed quietly, at least until the footage was reviewed. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the camera captured the basement doorknob slowly turning. The door opened several inches, then stopped. Nothing emerged, nothing entered. After approximately 20 seconds, the door slowly closed again. Daniel initially believed it was an air pressure issue, perhaps a draft, a faulty latch, something explainable, so he replaced the lock. The next night, it happened again, 3:17 a.m., exactly. Over the following weeks, Daniel attempted every logical solution he could think of. He installed a heavier deadbolt. The door continued opening. He placed a chair against the door. The chair was untouched. The door still opened. He installed a second camera inside the basement, facing upward. At 3:17 a.m., the footage showed the door opening from above, but no one was standing there. No shadow, no movement, nothing. The basement itself was unfinished. Concrete walls, storage shelves, old boxes left behind by previous owners. A single exposed light bulb hanging from the ceiling. After reviewing the recordings, Daniel began inspecting the basement more carefully. One evening, he discovered something hidden behind a row of shelves. A small wooden door built into the far wall, approximately 3 feet tall. No mention of it appeared on the home's blueprints. No one knew where it led. The door was locked and appeared very old. While searching through boxes left by the previous owner, Rebecca found an old notebook. The entries dated back nearly 20 years. Most were ordinary: home repairs, appointments, daily observations. Then the tone changed. One entry read, "Again at 3:17. Another, "The door opened last night." Then, "I heard footsteps below." The final entry was written only 3 weeks before the owner's death. It contained a single sentence: "Tonight, I'm going to see where it goes." There were no entries after that. Concerned, Daniel installed a motion sensor inside the basement. The device recorded movement on 3 separate nights. Each activation occurred moments after the door opened. Yet when footage was reviewed, no person appeared, no animal, nothing visible at all. Only the sensor activating repeatedly near the hidden wooden door, as if something unseen was moving through the room. Determined to uncover the truth, Daniel decided to remain awake on the night of August 26th. He positioned himself in the living room with a direct view of the basement entrance. At 3:16 a.m., everything was quiet. At 3:17 a.m., the doorknob turned. The door opened, just as it had every night before. Daniel immediately rushed downstairs. The basement was empty, but something had changed. The hidden wooden door at the far wall now stood open for the first time. Inside was a narrow crawl space leading beneath the foundation of the house. Daniel entered with a flashlight. The tunnel extended approximately 20 feet before opening into a small concrete chamber. The room contained almost nothing, just an old wooden chair and a stopped clock hanging on the wall. The clock displayed one time, 3:17. Investigators later examined the chamber. No records explained its existence, no permits, no construction documents, nothing. But one detail stood out. The layer of dust covering the floor had been undisturbed for years, except for a single trail of fresh footprints. They entered the room, but never left. 2 nights later, the basement camera captured its final anomaly. At exactly 3:17 a.m., the basement door opened. The hidden crawlspace door opened. Then the footage abruptly froze. When it resumed several seconds later, both doors were closed. The motion sensor had recorded activity, but no figure appeared on camera. After that night, the phenomenon stopped completely. The basement door never opened again. The house still stands today. The crawl space remains sealed. No explanation has ever been found for the nightly openings, the motion sensor activations, or the footprints leading into a room with no exit. And perhaps the strangest question remains unanswered. What happened at 3:17 a.m. that finally caused the door to stop opening? What do you think was hidden beneath the house? And why did the activity suddenly end after 83 nights? Let me know your theory in the comments and subscribe for the next unsolved case.